Hello everyone, I would like to present a topic entitled Call and L2 Reading, Current Research and Application. My presentation is based on a chapter written by Alan Taylor. His chapter is very interesting because it discusses a lot of important things related to the role of CAL or computer-assisted language learning towards reading activities, especially in L2. We often associate reading in L2 with technology, which can help us find information about a topic or answer a question related to that topic. Yes, there is no doubt that the internet has become a valuable resource for increasing L2 input, since it contains a range of texts with various difficulties which can be used for both intensive and extensive reading. With the advancements of technology, the massive use of technology in education has prompted debates about the role of CAL in education, especially in L2 learning of reading. Recently, the focus of debates has shifted from whether CAL resources are helpful in learning the skills of reading to discussing the extent to which CAL is beneficial in learning the skills of reading. In responding to these debates, Alan presents a chapter which focuses on recent research on interventions to improve CAL L2 reading. His chapter includes some information about the factors associated with success and failure in comprehension, as well as interventions that improve CAL L2 reading accuracy. He also discusses how recent research provides evidence to justify some of the most common approaches to facilitating L2 reading and how some of these approaches can be improved through action research and ideas for improving CAL L2 reading practices. CAL reading, in Alan's opinion, not only provides L2 input but also improves student skill in using technology, which in turn enable them to access a greater volume of information, and on top of that, offers them the opportunity to learn additional languages. In order for L2 learners to be successful in learning L2, they must be competent in L2 reading, because these activities provide them with a potential rich linguistic environment and expose them to significant amount of L2 inputs. L2 learners need to engage in active reading activities as a means of maximizing their reading abilities, particularly in building meaning by combining the words on printed page with the learner's own background knowledge in order to achieve their specific reading objectives. There are two strategies of supporting difficult tasks in processing L2 text, namely top-down or internal support and bottom-up or external support strategies. The top-down support strategy refers to providing support such as the activation of background knowledge before and during reading. A top-down strategy is supported by the schema theory, which argues that readers bring past experience and understanding in order to comprehend what is being presented to them. A bottom-up support strategy refers to language-based support and helps the readers decode the text. For instance, the instructors may place translations in the margin of an L2 text, or they may organize a lesson to help the L2 learners learn some key vocabulary before reading the text. There is also evidence that dual coding theory informs reading comprehension and describes how learners use at least two different channels of information processing into memory. The channels can be verbal, or whether spoken or written, and also nonverbal, whether it's imagery or smells or another thing. Alan Taylor mentions two significant benefits of learning reading. First, the call readers have the capacity to access many authentic L2 texts within a few seconds, so reading extensive text online is much easier and more convenient. The second benefit is that both the L2 teacher and the student can use online tool to determine what text fits the reader's levels based on the level of the reader. Third, the online L2 readers have access to many apps such as Google Translate and other resources in order to not only determine which text to read but also to reduce working memory. Alan Taylor also mentions some negative aspects of online reading. So he states that although L2 readers prefer reading online, some research suggested that they retain more of the details with printed text. Online L2 reading can be distracting since videos, pictures, sensationalized text, ads, emails, etc. are competing each other for clicking and for viewing. To be clicked and also to be viewed by the L2 readers. The question is, how can technology support L2 readers? In general, L2 readers used to face numerous challenges when it comes to reading, and call reading can assist them in overcoming these challenges. Some research mentions that call resources have been shown to be less distracting than paper-based supports. Another fact is that call tools such as apps and online dictionaries can provide limitless lexical support. It is also common that L2 readers need to be trained on how to read L2 text, and call can be used for the provision of such training, for instance, with videos, with pictures, virtual reality games, as well as closings. Call also facilitates socio-cultural communication. One of the examples of call resources that enable human interactions online is a digital annotation tool, or DAT. The example of DAT is a comma, which can be used to collaboratively annotate, such as markup, highlight, write on the L2 text in a collaborative manner. With the help of DAT called highlighter, learners could comment on, write on, or highlight poems they are reading. Call also improve readers' reading strategy training. In general, reading strategies can be classified into two. Those are cognitive and metacognitive strategies. The cognitive strategies are those that help the students to think while reading a text, while the metacognitive strategies are those that help the students to develop a plan on how to read a text in a strategic way and monitor their comprehension while they read the text. A good example of call reading which support cognitive strategies is the use of vocabulary words in online reading, either individually or in a classroom setting with other students, or using a digital annotation tool, or DAT. Metacognitive strategies can be helped by using DGBL, or digital game-based learning environments, to observe what others have done to successfully comprehend L2 text and plan to use of similar strategies. Alan Taylor also explains the assessing process in reading comprehension by using call. In this domain, a variety of test items can be used to test L2 vocabulary and reading comprehension. For example, recall protocol. In this recall protocol, after reading an L2 text, Students write a complete, detailed summary in the L1 or L2 without looking at the text, and the recall is then scored based on a list of central ideas. Another way of assessing reading is multiple choice tests. Well, the reading test can be facilitated by CALL, since CALL reading testing can easily be conducted within Online Learning Management System or LMS. Some platforms such as Brightspace, Blackboard, Brain Honey, or Canvas can facilitate this model. Alan Taylor also highlights some pedagogical implications on the use of CALL in reading. First, he mentioned that several studies conducted by CALL researchers have shown that second language learners can benefit significantly from reading comprehension facilitated with digital tools. Some studies also revealed that CALL glossing can be effective if the teacher is able to identify when glossing is needed in a text. Second, he states that the effectiveness of glosses depends on the degree to which learner and text levels match up. The flexibility offered by computer-assisted language learning system makes them well suited for helping students develop reading skills. Further, he also states that collaborative resources such as right-clicking in Google Chrome and Google Docs, along with a comma and highlighter, can be used to build second language text comprehension. Such CALL tools can be used collaboratively in social digital reading contexts, where groups of students, of course, can scaffold their reading or analysis either synchronously or asynchronously. However, the internet can sometimes be a distraction from social interaction, as online users are often engrossed by what they are reading or looking at in the internet. Since assessment measures may not only be comprehensive enough to truly assess L2 reading comprehension, Alan says it is important that they include items at multiple levels of general and detailed information, as well as textual analysis. At the end, Alan mentions that in deciding how to use CALL resources for an extensive reading assignment in intermediate or advanced level classroom, there are several aspects that need to be considered.